Hello Internet! Welcome back to the boss showcase for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and today is going to be Mk.VII Arek. Now Mk.VII Arek is a very interesting gimmicky boss in that in and of himself he's actually very simple, relatively low HP, a couple of mean tricks but nothing that we're unequipped for. The main draw of this fight is that there are a lot of adds in this particular battle, so if you're the kind of person that loves to have a lot of AoE attacks going on, then this is definitely a boss that you'll really enjoy. So the first thing I want to kind of emphasize is, with this particular fight, as long as you can get rid of the adds early on, and then you can just divert all of your resources and focus to the final boss, you're actually going to have a very easy time of it. It shouldn't take you that much longer. He can bring more reinforcements, but honestly, by the time you're done with him, it's going to be pretty much over. The one thing I also want to point out is that some particular blades stand out in scenarios like this. Like, there would be enemies like Boreas, who actually heals the entire party whenever an enemy dies. As well, you can also consider Percival, who heals himself whenever an enemy dies on the field. As well, I would also like to mention Dagas. Dagas has increased damage for the entire party, and that's just very useful overall, so definitely consider those ones. Also, by virtue of being a machine boss, Pandoria really comes in handy due to the fact that her level 1 special does bonus damage to machines. It's very good, and that's going to be the focal point of when we actually have to kill Arek, because if you haven't guessed already, we're actually going to be using a chain attack to finish the boss. You should only need about 1 or 2 orbs if you're just starting out, but really, even in this setup, you should only really need 1, especially if you have Pandoria on your team. And just like with before, we're going to be using Mithra. The pouch setup is the same across the entire party. It's going to be Love Beyond the Clouds, and then any item that recharges our arts. It's just that we want to give ourselves more specials, and I'm also going to be applying Nim to the party, because Nim has a really nice team heal in her level 1 special, and it's going to hit everyone on the field. Very useful for whenever we do need to get that extra HP, and having Boreas also gives us the team healing capabilities. So that's basically going to be it, though. Again, it's pretty much just fighting a bunch of enemies all at the same time. Focus them down one at a time while keeping the aggro off yourself if you're playing the healer or the attacker. And once it's actually time to fight Arek, build up an orb or 2 orbs if you want to be careful, and then burst them down to the best of your abilities. So anyways, we're going to go ahead, cut the video, and I'll see you there. Alrighty, so here we are at the World Tree, and one of the nice things about fighting Arek is that he actually has some notable loot, particularly the Sunlight Chips, as well as the Omega Drives. Omega Drives are extremely useful due to the fact that you can actually have some increase to your party gauge gains whenever you get a critical hit, and of course, since we are using a crit Mithra, you're going to be critting, and critting often. So, the first thing we're going to do is, we're going to be periodically switching to Nim every once in a while, just to heal the entire team. We're going on clerical duty. Obviously, I could just go all out and then beat everyone up, because we're, S+ for some of our blades, but we're not going to do that. So, one of the other nice things, too, is, he does have the Seal Blade. So, if you want to sort of seal that one down, I would recommend actually having an Ice Orb applied. But yeah, aside from other notable loot though, Sunlight Chip, very useful for Mithra builds, especially because you have a decent critical hit, as well as attack, and yeah, and of course the aforementioned Omega Drive. So a good way of building up your Ice Orb, I believe, would probably be Winds and then 2 stages. Unfortunately, it'll be difficult to do that reliably. So here we are, just kind of going on cleric duty. My main priority is just to keep Zeke alive, but of course, obviously, you want your tank to stay alive as well. If I can get a level 3 combo, then this would actually be a party heal, so that's going to be nice for us. And here we go. Now, one of the other annoying things too is that if you're trying to speed up building your orb building prowess, you'll actually find that you're going to be slowed down quite often just due to the fact that we have the Shackle Blade. Okay, so I think our health is going to be okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch back into Mithra. If I find that we're in need of more HP, I'm just going to quickly build a level 3 combo as fast as I can. Yeah, build a level 3 combo as fast as I can, and switch to either a Boreas or Nim. They both have very useful ones. But I've decided that I'm going to start focusing on creating some orbs for the Arek. Honestly, I would recommend kind of just focusing down on these guys as best as you can as well, because if you leave these guys alone, they will pull out some nasty tricks, and Arek, more than anything else, kind of works as a support for them. Okay, so we do have the 2 ice elementals, so that's going to be very helpful for us. A little bit in trouble. Oh, one other thing I probably should have said at the beginning of the video. I actually have a avant-garde medal. You can get those from Haywire Radcliffe, which are extremely useful. So here we are, we're sealed. We're just going to go ahead and line them up and go for the chain attack. Now, I have a Nim on my team, meaning the level 1 combo is actually going to be a full heal while also hitting everyone out here for the party. So we have everyone lined up, and we have a Pandoria on our team, so she's also going to do a substantial amount of damage. So here we go with Pandoria, and hopefully at least one of these guys should at least sustain heavy damage. And we have Bridget here as well. So it's more of a crowd control thing. Again, your chain attack essentially works as an invincibility cooldown, so we want to be very careful with that one. And yeah, we're gonna start spamming some group attacks as well as heals. Okay, so I see a break. I'm trying to aim for the topple if I can. I can get away with it. No, I'm too far away. Okay, so we're gonna get ourselves with another heal from Florin. This is gonna be potions though, so we're gonna have to scramble if we want to get these ones. These are one of the really exciting fights where you see what happens if you don't focus down these guys one at a time. You have to press left on your D-pad for when that happens. There we go. And as luck would have it, we can actually get ourselves into another, line them all up, and begin the chain attack anew. And again, we want to fully heal everyone with Nim. Nim is very useful for this particular fight. And we also have an orb put onto that one as well, so this is going to be instant kill either way. And since we also have the, what's it called, the overkill bonus, this is going to be bonus damage for everyone that's in this entire field right now, as well as additional turns. Now, Pyra is actually really good for this, but unfortunately she's not here right now, so we're going to have to settle for Mithra. But Pyra's specials are very good for AoE. So as you can see over here, we're kind of just carving everyone up and getting as much bonus damage as we can. Actually, I think we've cleared basically all the ads. Arek's the only one that's left, and that particular, by himself, he's actually not an issue at all. He might kill the tank with his specials, but honestly, just play it right, and you'll be all right. Okay. So we have this one left over. Do you know what? I want to focus this guy down. Let's learn from our mistakes then, shall we? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and build this. I could switch into Pyra. That's gonna be AoE damage, so we might not even need to do the chain attack. Yeah, I know he is resistant to water, but again, we want that AoE. Okay, so again, we want Zeke because we want that Pandoria on our team. Unfortunately, he's not gonna switch into Pandoria now, is he? Okay, we gotta focus these guys down one at a time. This is where it gets tricky, but since now that the aggro's off of us, we could try to divert all of our resources to healing. So give me the heal. Thank you. And yeah, so now it's just a matter of just taking these guys out one at a time, as best as you can. I'm probably going to start switching back to... I'm going to have to switch into healing. Okay, so the nice thing about Boreas too, big AoE, again, team heal. He's like one of the ideal blades for this fight, so try to get him if you can. Okay, and also one other funny thing about these particular Familion Sovereigns, these motorcycle dudes, is the fact that he's sealed. You can't even see that he's sealed. I was wondering why I can't switch. The Familion Sovereigns is that if you randomly throw out your anchor shot at them, you might actually catch them mid-break. And it's really funny when that happens because it's just a free fall for them. Okay, so we have that. We're going to line up our sights. I would have loved to line up their sights, but unfortunately he just drove forward. Okay, so there's the Shackle Blade. So let's kind of let them all get in here and focus them down. And again, line up your shots, and then you'll be able to do stuff like this. So, this one is weak to light. And I guess I could go ahead and do that, but instead I'm actually just going to play it safe. Go for the heal for everyone, even though 2 out of 3 party members are at full health right now. But I just want to make sure that we're topped up. And again, we do have a Pandoria, so some free damage right there. Arek actually doesn't have very much HP, so this won't be much of an issue. This actually might even be a kill. Like, if you have a bunch of burst symbols, you'll even increase the damage on the left side of the screen. Okay, so yeah, now it's just a matter of just picking up the rest. And since we have Mithra on our team, just a couple of hits, and we're good to go. So yeah, that was a bit of a cluster of activity for that particular fight, but basically the name of the game though is just to build up your special gauge as quickly as you can. Obviously it'll be a lot easier, ironically, after you beat this boss, because that's when you get the Omega Drive, which makes Mithra builds up meter even faster. However, I did not do that. I have the Avant-Garde medal, which heals for all of your critical damage. Very useful. You'll actually find it in the same area when you fight against Haywire Radcliffe. It's the same place where you can get one of Poppy's manuals, and that's kind of the thing though, is that this particular fight, and what you guys have just witnessed in this particular battle, is that we're trying to take advantage of AoE attacks while also using chain attack modifiers to increase the AoE damage overall. It's really, really good stuff, and honestly, even if we had Dagas on our team as well, I think that would have even increased it further. So if you have that blade and you've maxed them out on a second affinity chart, then by all means take them. But otherwise though, it does help to play the healer in this fight in comparison to all the other fights, mainly just due to the fact that you're just managing the aggro that's been going around, and if you find that things are getting too hairy or they're getting too unmanageable, then it would help to just line up the shot before you press the plus button and then blow everyone up to the best of your abilities. So yeah, that's basically the fight, you guys. It's a really hectic one, very fun. Like, there will be times where suddenly things get crazy and you might end up dying. Don't worry, it happens to the best of us. But really, it's just a matter of preparation and then making sure that your blades are up to it. And once you have that though, honestly, this is one of the more formidable fights early on in the post-game, just due to the fact that you get some pretty good stuff from him. Anyways guys, thanks very, very much for joining me for the boss showcase, and as usual, I'll see you guys later. Take care everyone.